The beach stretched like a scar, a dark, jagged line against the edge of the world. It was a place where the land seemed to bleed into the sea, a stark contrast to the usual golden sands found elsewhere. Black sand, polished smooth by the relentless tide, each grain a tiny fragment of volcanic history. The waves crashed rhythmically, a constant reminder of the ocean's unyielding power, shaping and reshaping the shore with every surge. Above, the sky churned, bruised purple and green, as if painted by some celestial hand. The clouds twisted and turned, creating a mesmerizing yet foreboding tapestry that mirrored the tumultuous sea below. At the edge of the world, a lighthouse stood, tall, imposing. Its weathered stone walls had withstood countless storms, a sentinel watching over the treacherous waters. It was a beacon of hope and a warning of danger, its light cutting through the darkest nights. A single, unwavering finger of stone and glass pointing at the storm, defying the chaos that surrounded it. The lighthouse was more than just a structure. It was a symbol of resilience, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The air tasted of salt and something else. Ancient, metallic. It carried the scent of the deep ocean, mingled with the faint, almost imperceptible aroma of old shipwrecks and forgotten treasures lying beneath the waves. Lena could almost taste it on her tongue, the residue of something old and powerful. She felt a connection to the past, as if the very air held memories of long-lost sailors and their epic voyages. The wind whipped at her hair, tugged at her clothes, urging her closer to the looming silhouette against the dying light. Each step she took felt like a journey through time, the lighthouse growing larger and more imposing with every stride. She could feel the weight of history pressing down on her, the stories of those who had come before her whispering in the wind. Lena's eyes reflected the light of the lighthouse, a spark of determination igniting within her. She knew that this place held secrets, answers to questions she had long sought. The black sands of Islet Point were more than just a desolate beach. They were a gateway to understanding, a place where the past and present converged. The waves crashed against the rocks with a thunderous roar, as if the sea itself was trying to communicate its ancient wisdom. Lena stood at the edge of the water, feeling the spray on her face, and knew that she was on the brink of a discovery that could change everything. With a deep breath, she continued her journey towards the lighthouse, each step filled with purpose. The black sands of Islet Point had called to her, and she was ready to uncover the mysteries they held. Lena's fingers traced the lines of the tattoo etched onto her skin. The ink felt almost alive under her touch, as if it held secrets of the ocean depths. Each line, each curve seemed to whisper stories of ancient mariners and forgotten realms, a spiral, intricate, shifting. It was more than just a design, it was a symbol, a mark of something greater. The spiral seemed to move, to breathe, reflecting the ever-changing nature of the sea. It was a reminder of the constant ebb and flow, the push and pull of the tides. It mirrored the strange, bone-like structures scattered across the beach. These structures, weathered by time and tide, held a mysterious allure. They were remnants of a world long past, a world where the boundaries between land and sea were blurred. White against the black sand, they pulsed with a faint luminescence. The glow was subtle, almost imperceptible, but it was there, a beacon in the darkness. It was as if the bones themselves were alive, breathing with the rhythm of the ocean, like the rhythmic flash of the lighthouse beam, only slower, more insidious. The lighthouse, with its steady, unwavering light, was a guardian of the night, a sentinel watching over the treacherous waters. But the bones, they pulsed with a different kind of light, a light that spoke of ancient secrets and hidden dangers. She wasn't sure how long she'd been walking. The beach seemed endless, stretching out into infinity. Each step felt heavy, as if the sand was trying to pull her down, to anchor her to this place. The weight of the tattoo on her arm was a constant reminder of her connection to the island. Time had a way of blurring on Islet Point. Days and nights melded into one, the passage of time marked only by the changing tides and the shifting light of the moon. It was a place where the past and present coexisted, where memories were as fluid as the water that surrounded it. It was as if the island itself existed outside the normal flow, governed by the tides and the cycles of the moon. And the lighthouse, always the lighthouse. Its beam cut through the darkness, a constant in a world of change. It was a reminder that even in the most turbulent of times, there was always a light to guide the way. Lena felt a deep connection to this place, a bond that was as unbreakable as the tides themselves. The mark on her arm was not just a tattoo, it was a symbol of her journey, a testament to the mysteries of Islet Point. The wind carried whispers, not words, not exactly, more like feelings, impressions of vastness, of age, of something ancient and unknowable watching from the depths. Lena felt a shiver crawl down her spine. Not fear, not exactly, anticipation. The waves crashed against the shore with a sound like thunder. Each surge of water revealed more of the strange structures. They were everywhere, twisted, organic shapes that defied categorization. Shell, bone, something else entirely. A path wound its way toward the lighthouse, not cobblestone or gravel. This path was formed from the strange white material. It pulsed with the same eerie light, beckoning Lena forward like a macabre mosaic leading to the heart of the storm. She hesitated for a moment, just a heartbeat. Then, with a deep breath, she stepped onto the path. It hummed beneath her feet, a low vibration that resonated deep in her chest. The spiral on her arm throbbed in response. Section 5. The Silent Guardian. The lighthouse stood tall and imposing against the dusky sky, a solitary sentinel on the edge of the world. Its weathered exterior whispered tales of countless storms and shipwrecks, of lives saved and lost. The lighthouse door stood ajar, creaking softly in the evening breeze. It was as if the old structure was breathing, inviting her in with a silent, ghostly whisper. An invitation or a warning? Lena couldn't be sure. She hesitated at the threshold, her heart pounding in her chest. The shadows seemed to dance around her, playing tricks on her mind. The air inside was thick with the smell of salt and something else, musty, ancient. It was as if time had stood still within these walls, preserving the memories of the past, like the breath of the sea itself. The sound of waves crashing against the rocks outside echoed faintly, a reminder of the world she was leaving behind. The spiral on her arm burned hot, a beacon of light in the encroaching darkness. It pulsed with a life of its own, guiding her steps, a beacon in the darkness, leading her forward, up the winding stairs. Each step was a journey into the unknown, a test of her resolve. Each step echoed in the silence. The sound was both comforting and eerie, a constant reminder of her solitude. Each step drew her closer to the source of the light. The glow grew brighter, more intense, as if it were calling out to her, and the darkness that lay at its heart. She reached out, her hand trembling as she prepared to face whatever awaited her in the depths of the lighthouse. The silent guardian had brought her here for a reason, and she was determined to uncover its secrets. Section 6. A beacon in the mist. The lighthouse lamp was a marvel, a giant lens, faceted and complex. It rotated with a low groan, casting its beam across the churning sea, a beacon in the storm, or a lure. Lena reached out, her fingers tracing the cold glass. A jolt, a surge of energy. Images flooded her mind. The sea, the storm, the lighthouse, standing sentinel for millennia. And something else, something vast and ancient slumbering beneath the waves. Section 7. Echoes of the Past. The whispers grew louder, not voices, not exactly, more like echoes of thoughts, of memories, of a consciousness older than time itself. The lighthouse thrummed around her, a conduit between worlds. Her skin tingled, itched. The spiral on her arm burned with a fierce intensity. It spread, crawling across her skin like molten silver. The pain was unbearable, exhilarating. The boundaries of herself dissolved, pulled apart by the tide of something vast and unknowable. Section 8. The Transformation. Lena screamed, or maybe it was the wind. She was no longer sure. Her body contorted, bones cracking and reforming. Her vision blurred, then sharpened. Everything was different, new, alien, and yet strangely familiar. The whispers were gone, replaced by a single overwhelming presence. It filled her, surrounded her. It was her. She was the lighthouse, the storm, the ancient one beneath the waves. Section 9. The Burning Heart. The lighthouse groaned, its structure straining against the power surging through it. The beam of light intensified, burning with a blinding white intensity. Then, with a sound like 1,000 voices screaming in unison, it exploded. The last thing Lena saw, the last thing she knew, was the fire, consuming everything. herself included. And then, nothing. Only the endless roar of the sea and the echo of a presence that was both alien and deeply, terrifyingly familiar.